Hello everyone, welcome back to a Megon 2 Electric Boogaloo. If my voice sounds slightly off, I'd like to apologise now. I don't actually have a cold, just a sore throat. Quite irritating. Today I would like to talk about how the situation concerning Ezra Miller is getting a lot worse. To the point I have 6 articles from the 27th of June up until yesterday concerning more accusations that have come out and been levied at the feet of The Flash. And with these accusations, we have to insert the obvious and obligatory comment. Accusations must be investigated. It is the sheer number of accusations that leads many to believe there may be some truth to this. But again, they must be investigated because there is always a risk that somebody will just bandwagon onto this and make something up. That does not in any way take away from those who are actual victims. It is a part of a process that must be explored. On the 27th of June, 2022, GQ magazine put out an article titled, "The Ezra Miller situation has taken a more disturbing turn. The Flash star has been accused of creating unsafe environments around some children and grooming others." The article starts by pointing out Ezra Miller was considered by many someone who could become an A-lister, put in the spotlight because of The Flash and of course his work on Fantastic Beasts. The more recent arrests and those others from last year certainly did not help, along with accusations of aggressive and manipulative behavior. On June the 23rd, Rolling Stone published an extensive piece revealing that a young mother and her children, all between the ages of 1 and 5, are currently staying with Ezra Miller on Ezra Miller's 96-acre Vermont farm. 96 acres? That sounds like the United Kingdom's entire landmass. The woman then told Rolling Stone that she's found the home to be a healing haven for us after leaving an abusive relationship. However, 2 unnamed sources who spoke to Rolling Stone said that the adults on the property have been farming marijuana and smoking it around the children, despite not being legally allowed to do so per Vermont's Cannabis Control Board. Those same sources allege that there are a sizable number of firearms around the house, which include assault weapons. The article then goes on to talk about Takata Iron Eyes, who we have spoken of on this channel before, and finishes by talking about this is not the first allegation of bizarre behavior towards underage children. A judge in Massachusetts, by the way, issued a temporary harassment prevention order to a 12-year-old child and their mother after an altercation in February, where an article broke out when Ezra accused the mother of cultural appropriation, which then turned into a dispute between Ezra Miller and a visiting neighbor over the purported Rastafarian roots of the board game Pachisi. What the hell is that? The child told the Daily Beast that Ezra's behavior made them uncomfortable and scared to be around them, and though Miller apparently apologized, they returned on multiple occasions and made unwanted physical contact with the 12-year-old. When people talk about grooming and Ezra Miller, this does not help the situation at all, does it? There was one additional remark made by those 2 unnamed sources about Ezra's Vermont farm, and that was that children were putting bullets in their mouth. Now, of course, children don't know any better, and when they see something, they go to chew on it. Dogs do it too. It's all about the learning process. However, children should be nowhere near anything firearm related, ever. Cannabis should not be smoked around children, ever. These are things that Ezra Miller should know better, but apparently Ezra seems to have taken the Michael Jackson route of acting inappropriate towards kids and just escalate it to a whole new level, allegedly. But there are more accusations, so we should go through those as well, because apparently Ezra Miller's accusations have gone global, which does make Ezra Miller a globetrotter. On June the 30th, Yahoo Entertainment put out an article titled, "Ezra Miller accused of harassing woman in Germany, and Iceland choking victim breaks her silence exclusive." In the spirit of 2020, as the COVID crisis was rapidly becoming a global pandemic, Ezra Miller began wearing out their welcome in Iceland. When lockdown happened, Ezra Miller was a regular at bars in Iceland's capital. Locals then came to know and even befriend Ezra Miller. Not long after, Ezra started to show a more volatile side, one that began to concern Icelanders. A bartender at one of the pubs located in the heart of the capital of Iceland said that there was always something with Ezra, having admitted on 2 separate occasions having to intervene with incidents regarding Ezra. The first was a heated argument between Ezra Miller and a male patron that began as banter but ended in the actor pulling the man in a chokehold. Ezra did apologize for that. so Ezra was allowed to continue frequenting the bar. The next one, Ezra assaulted a young woman at the bar. Well, it's a little bit harder to discount, really, because Ezra placed the woman in a chokehold and then pushed her to the ground, which then in a video went viral online in early April 2020. Soon after that, Variety had spoke with the woman that Ezra had assaulted, with her confirming that her comments could be printed for the article, but she had asked to remain anonymous out of concern for her privacy. I can't on this channel play the video, but I can tell you what Ezra said. Ezra walked towards a woman who was smiling and waving her arms. Ezra said, "Do you want to fight? Is that what you do?" Ezra then grabbed her neck and then took her to the ground. What had led up to it was the fact that the woman had inquired about the actor's feet, injuries that were obtained in a previous fight. When the woman had said that she could take Ezra and turned around, Ezra decided, "Nah fam, I'm taking you down." After 30 minutes, Ezra was finally convinced to leave once the lady in question had told Ezra that she was going to call the police. But we're not done, folks, because there's another accusation. Don't worry, we'll get to that in a moment. I noticed Ezra Miller was yet again trending on Twitter, and I thought we'd perhaps take a minute out of our rather hectic schedules to go through a few of the tweets. Bread, I'm not convinced Ezra Miller is real. Miku, F Ezra Miller. They a bitch, but disrespecting someone's pronouns because they're a bad person is like calling someone a slur because they're a bad person, so... okay. Underneath that is the retweet of a video from Hannah Borelli titled, "Ezra Miller is a creepy nonce. Let's cut this non-binary nonsense and call male violence, male violence. Ezra needs to be locked up though for sure. Send them to Alcatraz." And finally, Langley, "Make sure to be kind, Neely." I know it sounds like a hyperbolic joke of a stand for a dumb fanboy to say, but I absolutely refuse to watch the Flash film if released as it is. I don't care that Ezra is out of DC after that. I refuse to support them or the dumb reactionary studio that enabled this mess. Well, you reap what you sow, and get woke, go broke generally do line up quite handily, don't they really? Now, I had mentioned there was another accusation that came to light. I do believe this is one we covered earlier, but with additional details. So the woman who spoke to Variety accused the actor of harassing her and seemingly attempting to break down her apartment door in Berlin earlier this year, saying, "I did not feel safe," because Ezra Miller refused to leave her apartment after the woman said they couldn't smoke inside. They then called her a Nazi and a transphobic piece of shit. By the way, calling someone a Nazi in Germany is haram, with Miller yet again only leaving when the police were called. I'm sensing a trend here, a fear of the lair.